Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I see that it's 10 a.m. Eastern Time, so we're going to go ahead and get started. You made it to the Learning Lab. Welcome. Today, we're going to be learning from Mackenzie Cox, and she is a secondary math specialist at the Indiana Department of Education. Before I pass it off to her, I just want to briefly say that this session requires and needs you and your participation. So, your questions, suggestions, ideas are super valuable. So please, please, please feel free to drop all of those items in the chat. And thank you so much for keeping that microphone muted as Mackenzie shares today's amazing information. So without further ado, Mackenzie, I'm going to pass the microphone over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and present my screen. Yeah. Okay, so good morning, everyone. I'm so pleased to be here with you all today. As Jenna said, my name is Mackenzie Cox, and I'm the secondary math specialist here at the IDOE. And I'm going to be sharing today about the Prime Math Transition course and the associated grant program. So it's really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to sharing with you today. I do want to remind you that this course is being recorded for on-demand viewing later. And the presentation will be available as well for your viewing, of course. So here we go. Okay, so what is Prime? So the Indiana Prime, which stands for Post-Secondary Ready Investigative Mathematics Experience, was conceived in a collaborative effort between IDOE and the Commission for Higher Education. This course utilizes curriculum that reinforces Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and statistics skills necessary for post-secondary success. And what does this course guarantee? This course guarantees several things for our students. And the first is that if students complete Prime with a B or better, they're automatically placed in a quantitative reasoning course at the post-secondary level in 3 specific universities. And those universities are Indiana State, Ivy Tech Community College, and University of Southern Indiana. So that's a really great opportunity for our kids to get in those courses, and they will have the option to test into other courses as well. Oh, I went too fast there. Okay. So who should participate in the Prime course? So Prime is intended for 12th grade students who may seek an alternative math course beyond pre-calculus or statistics. Its curriculum has been created by SREB, which is the Southern Regional Education Board, and it's for students who perhaps may not be ready for the rigor, again, of pre-calculus or statistics, and are looking for a course beyond the regular Core 40 minimum. So some testimonies from Prime teachers, I'll just read these to you. I have been very pleased with how well my students have been engaged in the activities that I presented in the Prime class. I presented 3 slow reveal graphs the first day to explain teacher support, homework versus classwork, and grading for the class. I think it worked really well and helped students to buy into the concept of trying things. Another teacher shared that I think the Prime curriculum is a life-changing class for both the instructor and the student. I see students talking about math and thinking about math more than I ever have before. I am guiding them through lessons and problems that I wish I had the creativity and time to create. Teaching this curriculum has made me rethink how I teach all my math classes. And I think an overarching topic that many of my teachers tell me is that this course has changed the way they teach other courses. And it brings new approaches, a new sense of creativity to our classrooms. And I'm so excited to see Prime and many more schools moving forward. So to teach this course, you have to be trained by SREB and IDOE, and to help provide that training, there's a grant associated with this course. So this program provides funding to build the capacity for this course to be offered in high schools during the 22-23 school year. So again, you must receive this training by IDOE in collaboration with SREB to teach the course. And you may not use the grant funds for employee salaries or anything outside the math course itself. So some important application dates. The application opened on Friday. I know I've gotten several emails and some familiar faces, names in here have already emailed me about the application, so that's really exciting. It'll close on Friday, October 29th, and then the IDOE will review those grant applications internally, and we will award those grants by Friday, December 10th. And then those funds can be used from April 1st, 2022 until June 30th, 2023. So in the application that is on a jot form, there's this budget spreadsheet that we ask you to fill out. So I'm going to kind of walk us through this budget spreadsheet. Hopefully you guys can still see my screen. If not, feel free to unmute yourself and just say, hey, Mackenzie, I can't see it. I'm going to kind of walk you through some important pieces here. So this is the cover page of the grant. And we ask you to fill out your corporation name, your number, your school name, your school number, all that kind of stuff, a contact person for the course. And then we ask you to also put your award that you're asking for here in this tab. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Mackenzie, how do I get that number? So on these other tabs, we've kind of built this this formula sheet for you to help you to figure out your award amount. So on this last tab here, budget detail, you can see that perhaps you might want a TA partner to come in, and those TA partners are partners with our universities. So Indiana State, Ivy Tech, and University of Southern Indiana, who come into your schools and work with you and make sure your students are on the path for success in the post-secondary realm. You might want to pay for one of them to come to your school district one day. You might also ask to pay for their travel at the state mileage rate. So that's a place there. And then you might ask for sub pay. So we do have trainings in the summer, and so you might look for that in part of your grant as well. So again, I can walk you through this at a later point via email perhaps, or even a call, but a really brief overview is this budget detail will break down for you how to calculate your award amount, and then that total will go on this second page here for us to review. Okay. All right, let's go back to the presentation. All right, so moving forward, what can your grant pay for? What can you use your grant money for? So you can use it for stipends for yourself to come to PD. You can use it for we do virtual monthly PLCs. You can use a stipend for that. You can use the stipend for any kind of PD you have to incur. Okay. You can use it for travel expenses. Again, travel expenses are reimbursed at the state travel rate. The current state travel rate for an Indianapolis area hotel is $128 and 39 cents per mile. You can use the grant money to pay for substitute teacher costs. So there will be a day in the fall and a day in the spring where you have to come to regional professional development, and you can pay for a substitute to come to those times for you. You can pay for technical assistance, which provided by approved and trained prime instructors and higher ed faculty members. And one of the really cool things about this course is you can even pay for graduate level math courses. So you are not required to be dual credit certified or have your master's degree to teach this course, but the grant monies can be used to pay for possible credentialing in that field, which is really awesome, I think. And then, of course, any other technical assistance or PD as approved by the IDOE. So feel free in those other categories to put other ways to spend your money, and we'll review internally and get back to you on if that's approved or not. So those are the 6 ways you can spend your grant monies. And then to kind of wrap up this presentation, I want to provide you with some really important links. So we just published the Prime Correlation Guide, which matches the Indiana academic standards to the SREB Math Ready standards. So I know I was a teacher just recently, I know many administrators ask you to provide a curriculum map and say what standards you're teaching. So this correlation guide is posted on our website, and it's linked in this presentation as well. I've provided a link to the application for you to apply, and a link to the budget spreadsheet as well, which is again linked inside the application for your convenience. And this wraps up my presentation about Prime. Are there any thoughts or questions? There's my email there. Feel free to unmute. I'm going to unshare my screen, and I'm happy to field any questions you may have.
Mackenzie, I know I said earlier, I'm a questioner.
Yeah, go for it.
So if I'm wanting to learn more about Prime itself,
Yeah.
where do I find more information?
So a great way to is to contact me. Obviously, it was also posted in Dr. Jenner's. If you guys get Dr. Jenner's newsletters, it was posted there. To be posted again this Friday as well. The Prime correlation guide's on our website, but I'm a wonderful resource for Prime. If you need any questions answered, just email me. I'm happy to answer those. Oh, thanks, Jake. You put my email in the chat for me. Thank you so much.
I had a question about the summer professional development training days. Are those assumed to all be in the Indianapolis area, or will they be located in other places across the state?
So in the summer, in July, we are in Indianapolis. I think it's July 19th through the 21st. I think in the application it says that, and that will be in Indy. And then there are 2 regional locations in the fall and the spring, which will be, one will be in Indy, but one will be around the state in another location. This year we went south to Jasper.
That virtual wait time. That's tough, but
yeah.
If there are any other questions, once again, Mackenzie, she said that she's happy to connect via email. Thanks once again, Jake, for dropping that in the chat. I just want to say on behalf of the Indiana Department of Education and also the Learning Lab, I just want to say thank you so much for being here today. Once again, Mackenzie, thank you so much for sharing today's information.
Yeah, I wanted to keep it really short and sweet. Again, don't hesitate to reach out, you guys. I enjoy the questions, so bring them on.